Okay, back on the 65, getting ready for sick week. We got some blinkers that don't want to work, so we're going to jump in here and we're going to take the steering wheel off. We're going to see what's going on inside this bad boy. Got my gloves, put my gloves back there. I do use this like a pickup truck. This is my shop truck. Ooh, it's bright. Maybe too bright. Let's see if we can get this horn button off. Alright. Horn button's off. Need to get this nut off there. See if we can't pop this deal out of here. Alright. Break this big nut off. Try to get this wheel out of here. Alright, got the wheel off. I don't know if I need to take this adapter off or not. Oh, I see something. That little tab in there is bent over, isn't it? This piece is not broken. I'm not sure what's going on. Sometimes when I turn this wheel, it auto turns itself off. It just doesn't turn to the right. The blinkers don't work to the right sometimes. Let's turn the key on.
Great deals, new ideas, and practical advice with trusted local experts.
Got nothing here. That's working. I got nothing here. Could have swore these blinkers worked front and back when I got it, but I've been driving this thing just about every day for 6 months, and when you turn the right blinker on, most of the time it'll blink like once and stay solid lit. And I checked it one time and it blinked both of the rear blinkers like a hazard. These cars don't have hazards, but it's still working. I don't know what's going on in here. I mean, the stem's a little loose. I can tighten that. Huh. I don't know. It looks like this has been replaced, and I was assuming I was gonna have to replace all this when I got in here, but it looks good, which is great. I don't want to have to replace it. Thing's working fine. I gotta check the bulbs in the front. I gotta tighten the stem up, and I don't know. That is bizarre. Bizarre. We'll give the stem a little just tighten that bad boy up. Still working. Let's just check the rest of these bolts. Make sure they're tight. Screws. Good to go. That's crazy. I swear this was not working. And now it is. Fun with old cars. Okay. Well, okay, so the horn doesn't work, and someone put this go-kart steering wheel on here. That's what I call these little things. I don't really care for the steering wheel at all. I'm going to replace it soon. But if you ground this, the horn works, but that tab right there needs to be touching the back of this rotator, or whatever you want to call this, rotating connector, and then it sends a signal through this up to the horn button, and then when you push the horn, it all grounds out and activates the horn. So that tab needs to be longer to touch this ring right here. It's got a good 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and I've pulled that spring out quite a bit with this pair of needle nose, trying to make it contact, but I don't think I'm scared I'm just gonna break it. It's just not long enough. I'm assuming this piece was added to adapt that steering wheel, and it just doesn't sit down far enough to touch the tab, the contact. So it is what it is. We're just gonna put it back together and see if the blinkers still work. I mean, before that would blink like once and then stay lit. The left was working fine. So anyway, here we go. For those of you guys that don't know what a power probe is, this thing is my best friend when it comes to diagnosing electrical problems on an automobile. It allows you to check for ground, check for power, gives you a red light, a green light, power and ground. And it also allows you to activate. I can throw power, I can also throw ground. And if I overload the circuit, it's got a circuit breaker right there. This one's seen its better days because I've used it quite a bit. I've been through 2 or 3 of these things in my career. They are the best for diagnosing. That old test light, I don't even use a test light. I used to before I discovered a power probe. I'm not sponsored by Power Probe, but these things rock. Okay, so we know that the front blinkers weren't working on both sides. I went ahead and unplugged it right here, and I'm going to test it for ground and power at the connector first before I bother with taking this off, because if we don't have power and ground here and here, then there's no sense in even checking the bulb. Okay, car power's on. I've got the left blinker on. Got ground. Do not have power. No power. Okay. Alright, that's my bad. That's coming out of the socket. So okay, I've got alternating voltage. I've got ground. Clean the cobwebs out of this thing. I don't know if it's not plugging up all the way. Power probe is a power pick. Clean my connector out. I'm gonna get some dielectric grease, or better known as low temp grease. Put a couple of dabs on the connectors here. I'm gonna lube the socket up around because I don't think it's sliding in all the way. Maybe it is. Alright, so now we're going to take the lens cover off. Maybe we just have a bad bulb in this thing. Power and ground too, it's good. We can fix it from here and there out. I was really worried that we're going to have some power problems. Oh, looks good. I don't know if it's the right bulb. We got power. It's got ground. Why didn't it lighten up? Okay. We had a bad connection inside of there. Let's see, I wiggle it on the back. I put an amber bulb in it, by the way. I thought I had a bulb problem at first. So we need to clean the contacts inside of there, and hopefully that'll stay working. It may have been part of my problem inside. It may have been screwing with the flasher switch. I'm not real sure. Sometimes resistance problems will alter the way things work. So if you got the wrong bulb in it, or you got the wrong flasher in it, or you put an LED bulb in it, it screws with a flasher, sometimes those problems like that can make you chase your tail. We got to play with the contacts, clean the contacts up. Hey, this thing's 56 years old. Connections don't really look that bad in there, but when I was probing that top connector, sometimes I wasn't getting a ground. So I'm going to take some emery cloth on these needle nose and try to get in there and just clean that socket up a little bit and see if that's what's going on. I may even just take it and rough the connector up on the back of this bulb as well. And I'm probably just going to go ahead and change both these bulbs out to ambers. And see what it looks like with the lens back on. I think it'll look cool with an amber under an amber lens. So can clean those up. All right, one blinker's working. Gonna move on to the other. It's gonna be the same thing. I just touched it and it started working. Let's see. See it. We're gonna clean the contacts up on this one too, and move on to the next project, because this is, you know, just wanted to have good working blinkers. So when I had to, you know, I gotta drive this thing 2,500 miles, go to Florida and get pulled over for something stupid like that. It's not in my wheelhouse. Don't want to fool with it. Don't want to have nothing to do with it. So hopefully they won't wiggle loose on the way down. I'm gonna have to check them from time to time. Bulbs in. I think we'll be good. No tickets for me, please. All right, next thing on the docket. It's not a safety item or something that's going to keep me from getting pulled over by the police, but it is a safety, or maybe it's a security item that might keep me away from thieves. All right, we're going to try to remove this panel and see what it looks like under there, to see if we can utilize this for storage. And if I can, I might be able to just take a screw gun and zip the screws out, lift the lid up, put like my floor jack and my tool bag and whatever. If I can stick all my tools down there, the stuff that I really don't want to get stolen, and all I got to worry about being in the bed of this thing is like my tent, maybe my sleeping bag and a cooler, we'll be in a lot better shape. I may have to bolt in something to lock my Yeti in, because I don't want to get that thing stolen. And you can padlock it, but these little things right here aren't going to let me really lock anything in. And I was going to get a tonneau cover I really wanted to get a tonneau cover, and I tried to order it right before Christmas. When I placed my order on eBay with the company that was showing them, it said they were out of town for 2 weeks or something like that for Christmas, and I couldn't order it. I was like, well, okay. So I kind of let it go, and I slipped my mind. I forgot I was going to reorder it, and I looked the other night, and it's going to arrive after 6 weeks. So I'll worry about spending that money later. But I do want a tonneau cover for it. I think it'd clean the look up quite a bit, and it'll allow you to at least people walking by won't see everything laying in the bed. But this trip, it's just going to be an open deal. You can't lock the tailgate on these. The only way to open it is from the inside, like the station wagons, I assume. All right, let's take this thing out, see what we can do. Okay. Well, I fought with the hardware for a little bit. It's old rusty screws or whatnot. There's still one in there, but it doesn't matter. I have not yet lifted this up. We're going to see this together. That's not too bad. Looks like not my body at all. Some dirt down in there, some surface rust. There's holes in it though for drain, so it's been draining, which is great. So the idea here, I'm gonna clean this up, possibly neutralize this rust. I'll vacuum all this junk out, and yeah, that'll be some storage. Need to get new hardware. These holes are wallered out in this thing, but the ones in the main body are still holding. I almost wonder if we could just get rid of this center brace altogether, weld up those middle holes. I mean, it would be that's definitely some structure support. I'm not going to worry about that for this trip. I think for this trip, I'm just going to vacuum it out and maybe neutralize some of this rust a little bit, shoot some paint on it, and store some stuff down in here. If I get some screws, get some new screws, I'm gonna have to get new screws. The heads are jacked up. I had to wiggle them out with pliers. Get some new hardware. Make this where I can take it in and out. I mean, I could definitely fit some tools down in here. I won't be able to fit my tool bag in there though. It's too tall. I have to play with some different arrangements on things. I can definitely throw a floor jack in there, which I don't plan on really needing, but you never know. I mean, I'm not changing out slicks or anything like that because I'm not racing. So I'm driving on these old radials that's on here. It's hard tires, these 7-inch wheels. That's another thing. I couldn't get my wheels for the back in time. I'm going to run these torque thrusts, and I'm going to run a 10-inch wide torque thrust in the back with a 28-10-5 or a 275-50. So I'm probably going to get a set of wheels for slicks and a set of wheels for radials. And I can just keep these 7s either for another car or I could mount up like a 235 on these and just run around on a hard tire on a 235 or something like that. I don't know. It'd be nice to have a couple different sets of options of tires. So hey, we're gonna go run radials this weekend. Throw the radials on there. They're already mounted on the wheels. They're already glued. Hey, we're gonna run slicks. They're already mounted up, glued, tubed, or whatever. However, I'm gonna set them up and just switch them out like that. As long as they're not sitting around just rotting on the shelf and they're actually getting used, it'll be worth having multiple sets of back wheels. So anyway, get this stuff vacuumed out. Just gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with my hidden hole here, a little El Camino truck. I mean, you can't say that these things aren't badass, man. I mean, they got little hidden compartments and stuff, tools and whatnot. It's got a built-in toolbox. Just got to figure out how to utilize it. I did see a picture one time of somebody that took this metal brace out and they hinged it. That way this panel was like on hydraulic, like a hydraulic lifts, like a hood supports, and it just, you did something in the middle, or maybe it was on the sides and the thing just tilts up and you got all that storage under there. That'd be a good spot for a nitrous bottle or some batteries or whatever. I'm not planning on building a nitrous car out of this, but you definitely put your car battery in there. My plan is to put it back here in this fender well and have my remote charging post like right here, and then that way I could have a rod coming out through the bumper or something, or maybe through here or something like that for the on-off switch, like a Flaming River deal. Could have it maybe coming right through there. I'm not sure yet. All right, continue to prep for sick week. Well, I'm just in the sick ward because my little motor's not done. I don't have any turbos, and I need a torque converter or stall converter. I need lots of little stuff still. I need a cage. We got a long way to go, but we're gonna get there. Ride along with me. Peace.